morning. On behalf of the administration, the staff, and the faculty at Vernon Township High School, we would like to welcome everyone this morning to our awards assembly honoring the senior class of 1990. The first two awards this morning will be presented by Dr. Torriello, the principal of Vernon Township High School. Dr. Torriello. The salutatorian award, second in the class, goes to Heather Peter. The valedictorian award, first in the class, goes to Adina Leschnell. Thank you, Dr. Torriello. To present the Vernon Township Administrative Association Award and the School and Community Association Award District Scholarships is Mr. John Patsy, principal of Lounsbury Hollow Middle School.
Thank you, Mr. Farrar. It's truly a pleasure for me to be here. As I look at some of the young ladies and gentlemen, I guess I'm one of the few people in the room that's known them since they were babies and through Lounsbury and so forth. So I get a little emotional when I look at you guys. I have the privilege of representing two organizations today, the Vernon Township School Administrators Association, and we were fortunate enough to be the host school for the Executive Council of the SBA. And at this time, I'd like to have the two recipients of the Administrators Association Awards come forward, and that is Adina Leschnauer and Jeffrey B. We'll both be come forward. And from the School and Community Association, the Executive Committee, this represents all of the schools in our district, Mike Hansel and Jennifer Castronova. Again, thank you. I wish I could you folks for the remainder of your award, but we have some commitments at Lounsbury. We have graduation. We're going to have a rain or shine, so thank you.
The School and Community Association High School Scholarships Awards will be presented by Mrs. Jessie Palladini.
Good morning. The high school SCA works toward raising funds for a number of events each year, and it is with pleasure that one of those things is to give scholarships to two deserving youngsters. And this morning we're honored to present scholarships to Carrie Conover and Peter Biscardi.
Presenting the Admiral Halsey Award, Petty Officer Jeffrey Bosiak.
The Admiral William F. Halsey Award is presented to a student who displays the traits of hard work, diligence, and drive and so distinguish Admiral Halsey. Based on the recommendation of the faculty administration of Vernon Township High School, it gives me great pleasure to present a William F. Halsey Award for Leadership to Christina Bremer.
Presenting two Scholar Athlete Awards are Sergeant Gerholt and Sergeant Henderson from the U.S. Army.
morning. The United States Army Reserve Scholar Athlete Award was created in 1981 and is presented in every high school in the United States and its territories. It is awarded each year to one young lady and one young man who have displayed outstanding academic and athletic abilities. Since its inception, this most prestigious award has been presented to over 120,000 students. At this time, on behalf of the United States Army and the Army Reserves, it gives me great pleasure to present this year's award to Jeffrey Meade and Ellen DiBiase.
To present another Scholar Athlete Award is freeholder John Warren, representing Sussex County freeholders.
Certainly a great pleasure to be here today. I know as many of you enter the job market, you'll find it's very competitive. I know you've already experienced it in your college application process, those of you who are going on to college. It's very competitive. Yeah, high SAT scores are important, but even more important, what people are looking for, not only in colleges but in the business world, is a well-rounded individual. We've all heard the expression, if you want a job done, ask a busy person. And certainly, Jeff Meade, during his years in Vernon Township, has been a very busy person. He ranks third in the class here of 271 at Vernon Township and owns a grade point average of 3.7. He's been on the honor roll for 4 years. He's also president of the school's National Honor Society and has also been inducted into the French National Honor Society. Jeff was a recipient of the Rutgers Scholar Program Award and was selected the #1 ranked junior among New Jersey high school students. He's also been a member of the school's soccer team for 4 years and was selected to the All-SEIL squad by the county's coaches in his senior year, as well as the Herald's All-Area team. He's also been playing varsity tennis for the past 3 years, so I'm very proud to, on behalf of the Sussex County Board of Freeholders, issue this certificate which reads, "This is a certified that Jeff Meade is hereby awarded this certificate of athletic achievement for outstanding performance in scholastics and athletics." Jeff. Also, on behalf of Johnny Matthews, the MDA chairman, I'd also like to give you a check for $500 scholarship. Hope it'll be used well.
To present the State Teacher of the Year of New Jersey Award, Ms. Nancy Caparoso.
I was very happy when Mrs. Grew invited me to your awards assembly today. This is certainly an exciting time for all of the seniors here and everyone else today. It's also a special time for me because some of the members of this year's graduating class were members of my very first grade class here in the Vernon Township school system. I wish you all well in the future. Today I was asked to come to present the awards of the State Teachers of the Year of New Jersey. And that award today goes to Ellen DiBiase.
The Presidential Scholarship Award from Alfred University is being presented by Robert Hess.
Good morning. Alfred University recognizes certain students as recipients of the Presidential Scholarship. The Presidential Scholarship is a demonstration of Alfred University's commitment to outstanding academic achievement among high school students. Qualified students ranked in the top 10% of his or her graduating class with a grade point average of 90% or better with strong course selection and achievement. It's my pleasure to recognize one of your graduating seniors as the recipient of the Presidential Scholarship at Alpha University. This award is to Ellen DiBiase.
The School Spirit Award, given by the Smith Transportation, will be given by Pat McGill and Kathy Clark.
Good morning. Congratulations, everyone. On behalf of Edward and Dorothy Smith, I would like to present the School Spirit Award to Robin Wasserman and Teddy Cleopas.
Mrs. Ajani could not be with us today, so she's asked me to present the Sussex County Medical Society Auxiliary Scholarship to Jennifer Beer. Presenting the Edward R. Reed Memorial Scholarship are Dorothy of the Ninth, Cindy DiMatteo, and Shelley Belshwa.
Hi. On behalf of my sisters and I would like to say once again how pleased we are to be here for the third year to present an award to a student who is aspiring in art in memory of our father, Edward Wade. I would also like to say to all of the graduating seniors today and tomorrow that you, from tomorrow on, will become a select group of people in this town, and those are Vernon Township student alumni. And I say that because I am one of them, and I think that we are a select group. 14 years ago, I was a member of the first graduating class of this high school, and I am proud always to say that I was a student here, and I'm sure that in the future you will also. I am proud at this time to announce the recipient of the scholarship, Doug Miller.
To present the Lakeland State Bank Scholarship, Marie Fisher, branch manager.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations to all the students here. The Lakeland State Bank Scholarship Award this year is going to Heather Burns. At the same time, I'm privileged to have the honor to give out the Emanuel Honig Memorial Award. For those who don't know who Emanuel Honig was, he was a lawyer in Sussex County and has done a lot of work for the people in the town of Sussex and Vernon. The first award will go to Gail O'Brien. Robin Wasserman. Debbie Lang. Catherine McDonald. Ryan McCain. Bob Seaman. S-E-N-I-N. It's David. Okay, sorry. David Jones. Roman Petoniak. Gary Nugent. And Heather Hyman. Thank you.
Present the Friend of the Library Scholarship, Heidi Highland.
As president of the Friends of the Library here in Vernon, I'm very proud to present the scholarship to Nancy Cobra.
To present the Members United for Students and Chorus Scholarship, Valerie Secret, President.
Thank you. Good morning. Congratulations to all the seniors on behalf of the music parents. I would also this morning like to present the first of our two awards to a very dedicated music student, Jennifer Scowden.
Our second scholarship is a somewhat special one this year. It goes to a student who will be majoring in music education, and since this person is doing that, the chorus parents has decided to name the scholarship in the memory of Alan Collier, who was a former music chorus president, tragically died of cancer much too young, but was very dedicated to the choral program when she was president. We'd like to do this in her memory. Very pleased to present this scholarship to Glenn Klein.
To present the Theater Arts Scholarship, Ms. Williams.
There are two sources of these two scholarships that need to be acknowledged. One of these is the production of two faculty plays produced by staff and faculty from throughout the district. A couple years ago, last year, Mildred Wild, the year before, You Can't Take It With You, and monies that were gained from those productions remain in an account as purpose. And that money has been supplemented by extremely supportive fundraising efforts on the part of the theater arts parents. And those two sources together have provided a fund which will provide some scholarship money next year, which provides two $350 scholarships this year to two very deserving young ladies, both of whom be pursuing theater arts at college and professional schools beginning in the fall, one of whom excels on stage and one of whom excels off stage, but both of whom excel on a personal level as well. Anita Esseve and Jessica Peterson.
To present the Vernon Viking Band Parents Association Scholarship, Mr. James Repka, President.
Good morning. It is a great pleasure this morning to present two $500 scholarship awards to students who not only have excelled in their music, but who have achieved through their academics and in their community. The first award is to Nick Vigilante. And the second, Jim Repka.
To present the Sussex County School Business Administrators Association Scholarship, Mr. Anthony Mascarino, the Assistant Superintendent of Business of Vernon Township.
Congratulations, seniors, and congratulations to their parents and everyone else that encouraged you through these past 4 years. For the past 5 years, the Sussex County Association of School Business Officials has presented to a local senior submitting an outstanding essay a scholarship award. 2 of those awards in the past 5 years have been given to Vernon Township High School graduates. This year's award goes to Tara Herr.
To present the John Lee Citizenship Award, Vernon Rotary Club, Mr. Robert Jack.
Good morning. Congratulations to the teachers. You guys did it again. Everybody forgets the teachers. These guys, they got through all these 12 years without any trouble at all, right? You didn't have any trouble getting here. You all made it. Okay. We're just starting out. Congratulations and the best of all of you. I'd like to say, I'd like to see all of you come back into town and make use of the service organizations that are in town. And if you ever need any help, if you ever need a good job, come looking to the people who made the town what it is today, your parents, your teachers, and your businessmen in town, and women. I'd like to present to Laura Kasmers, the John Lee Citizenship Award. It's not given for anything but presentation of oneself and the good of the town. And that's what Laura has done, and we're congratulating her in our best way.
To present the Viking Club Scholarships, Richard Fitch, Vice President of the Viking Club.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to present this year's Viking Club Awards to 4 deserving students. The awards have been taken under consideration by the parents of Viking Club, the guidance department, and the athletic staff. This year we give out 4 awards. We'll do the ladies first. Amy Hanratty and Sarah Lamont. gentlemen this year, fellows went up to the podium before, Jeff Meade and Andre Burrow.
To present the St. Anthony's Community Hospital Scholarship, Joyce Dearmeyer.
I'm very pleased to be here to represent St. Anthony Community Hospital Auxiliary in presenting this nursing scholarship. I retired 5 years ago. I haven't looked back and I haven't cared to, but today, oh boy. When I saw all these seniors coming in, nostalgia, I was senior dean, and I know all the trials and tribulations you go through, but on this day you forget them all. Before I present this scholarship, I would like to congratulate the Vernon High School Guidance Department. The applications that we received for this nursing scholarship from Vernon High School were superior to all of the other high schools in this area. It may not be just the guidance department, teacher coming on to me. Perhaps the teachers in Vernon Valley High School have taught their students to read and follow directions, because that's exactly what they did, and we have had a great deal of difficulty deciding. But Melanie Miller, you are the
The Police Athletic League Scholarship in honor of Gary Gardner and in memory of Lori Baldwin will be presented by Juanita Lissetti and Gary Gardner.
Congratulations, seniors. This is one of the few times I get to stand here and talk to you as a friend. Seems like every time I come, it's a lecture about this and lecture don't do that and don't do this. But for the next couple of days, you're going to see a lot of me. Especially tomorrow night. Okay? So we're ready for an enjoyable weekend and a safe weekend. But the scholarship award for the PAL is given to 2 recipients that work with the community. It's nice you're going to leave here, you're going to go to college, become a success in the business world, or the teaching world, whatever profession you're going to go in. But every night when you leave that profession, you go somewhere. And that's to your home, to your community. In order to be a total success in this life, you got to be part of that community. And one of the ways to be part of that community is to work with the youth. Every one of you, if you sit there and you think, I'm sure there's someone in your life that took the time out, spent a little bit of time with you, didn't get paid for it, okay? And you're here. That's what we're recognizing today. 2 recipients of these awards worked with the youth of our community, worked with the PAL, and one person, a young lady, worked very hard to make the PAL a success this year. 2 recipients are Robert Helmer and Tara Harper.
To present the Police Athletic League Scholarship in memory of Ronald Capalbo, is Ronald Capalbo.
The Vernon Township Memorial Scholarship has been earmarked for the student who has demonstrated his or her commitment to community development. This year's recipient is an exemplary citizen with numerous community activities to her credit. With that, I'd just like to say that it was with great pleasure that on behalf of the Calvo family and the Vernon Township Police Athletic League, I'd like to present the Ronald Calvo Memorial Scholarship to Hillary McGowan.
The St. Clair's Riverside Medical Center Florence Roberts Scholarship in Nursing will be presented by Irene Richardson and Nancy English.
On behalf of St. Clair's Riverside Medical Center and the Healthcare Foundation Scholarship Committee, I'm pleased to present this award. Each year, from the recipients of the various healthcare scholarships, we choose one candidate to receive the Florence Roberts Nursing Scholarship. This year, that person chosen is Cynthia Vernon.
The Beatrice and Howard Master Scholarship will be presented by Joyce Romaine and H. Romaine.
This is the first year for this scholarship, and I hope many more years to follow. And this scholarship is given in memory of Howard Master and in honor of Beatrice Master, retired teachers from the Vernon District. Just to show you where they retired from, Howard retired from Owen School, and Beatrice retired from the old two-room school up here on the hill. And this award is presented this year to Carolyn Jones.
The Veterans of Foreign War Scholarship, Walker Valley Memorial Post 8441 Scholarship will be presented by George Preston, quartermaster.
Good morning, everybody. We are quite proud today to represent my organization presenting its annual $1,000 scholarship in memory of Adele. The recipient this year is Robert Howard.
To present the Veterans of Foreign War Ladies Auxiliary Scholarship, Walkill Valley Memorial Post 8441, in memory of Sister Dorothy J. Creedon, is Eileen Mark Brander.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the graduates of Vernon Township High School class of 1990. My best wishes to all of you for a healthy, happy, and successful life to all of you. On behalf of all the members of the Ladies Auxiliary Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 8441, it is with pride and pleasure to award our scholarship this year in memory of Sister Dorothy J. Creedon to Melanie Miller.
To present the Masonic Scholarship Award are George Ziegler and Andrew Cavascalli.
Well, first I'd like to congratulate the entire graduating class, as well as the teachers who worked hard, I'm sure, over the last 4 years to make sure they got there. As master of Samaritan Lodge in Hardiston, New Jersey, I'm privileged to present one of 21 Masonic Scholarship Awards, and it's on behalf of the Grand Lodge of New Jersey. It's a $4,000 scholarship. It's $1,000 per year for 4 years, and it's given every year to a worthy student in each of our 21 districts. This year, we recognize Adina Leschnauer for her scholastic expertise.
To present the Alice G. Welsh Memorial Scholarship, Glenwood Baptist Church, is Reverend David Hess.
The Alice Welsh Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a Sussex County or Orange County, New York student each year, and this year's recipient is from Vernon, Douglas Wallace.
To present the Sussex County Community College Merit Foundation Scholarship, Dr. Andrew McKenzie, Dean of Student Services.
Morning and congratulations. The Sussex County Community College Foundation, along with the trustees, faculty, and staff of the Sussex County Community College, we say congratulations to Jennifer Romanowitz on the occasion of her selection as Merit Scholar. This award recognizes, Jennifer, your commitment to learning by granting you a paid scholarship equal to 1 year's annual tuition for the 1990-91 school year. The joy, satisfaction, and freedom of an educated person is yours forever. Congratulations.
To present the Newton Memorial Hospital Auxiliary Nursing Scholarship, Gloria Hoyt.
Good morning to everyone. I'm very happy to be here, and I represent the Newton Memorial Hospital Auxiliary Scholarship Fund. Each year, we are going to present a gift to a graduate whose dream and wish it is to follow in his or her education in the field of medicine. We selected this year's winner in our county-wide contest for her overall academic and extracurricular activities and her great desire to become a nurse. So it gives me great pleasure to give this gift of $2,500 to Kimberly Mullis. Kimberly's check will be sent to Englewood Hospital School of Nursing. Thank you.
Thank you. To present the Potomac Valley Fire Department Scholarships, Edward Higgins.
Good morning. On behalf of the Potomac Valley Fire Department, I'd like to present these two scholarships awards for the amount of $1,000 each to Charles Dykehouse and Sharon Rhodes.
Representing the Ladies Auxiliary of the Potomac Valley Fire Department and giving their scholarship is Judy Reed.
Good morning. On behalf of the Potomac Valley Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary, I would like to present a $500 scholarship to Sharon Cleveland.
The Sussex County State Bank Scholar Athlete of the Month Award will be presented by Patricia Lettieri.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to be here to represent the Sussex County State Bank in awarding the 1990 Scholar Athlete Award to Ms. Tracy Parker.
Giving the Policemen's Benevolent Association Local 8285 Scholarship is Mike Bonomo, President.
Good morning, and in behalf of the Policemen's Benevolent Association, I'd like to congratulate all the graduating seniors, and I'm very proud and happy to be able to give out 3 scholarships this year. Danielle DeArba, Lori Johnson, and Robert Homer.
Anne M. Kilby Memorial Scholarship will be presented by James Kilby from the Children's School.
Thank you very much. Congratulate all the graduating seniors. For many of you, this is the second time I've congratulated you, since many of you attended my wife's school. Today is a very typical caring and nurturing experience for all of you, and it's a nice way to end up your career in Vernon. In our commitment to the youth, to the very, very young, I would like to present this award to Laura Kazmarza for help her to become a very talented teacher.
Giving the School and Community Association Art Award, National Art Honor Society, Mrs. Judy Horst.
Good morning. These awards are somewhat unique. All of our senior art students were required to exhibit their artwork in showcases during the month of May. And a committee from the STA, Marianne DeFalco, Jessica Palladini, and Margarita Jotti, selected the piece they thought most worthy of hanging in our permanent collection at Vernon Township High School. I had to tell that student I wanted to keep his artwork for almost a month now because I was going to go into a show. Roger Menzonitis. Sorry. The other award is a first for us. We had had a National Art Honor Society for a few years, but this year the students in that society sold posters, and from the profits they were able to provide a $100 scholarship, and they voted for the recipient, which is nice, because this person has been honored by his peers, Doug Miller.
The Sussex Kiwanis Scholarship will be given by Mr. Joseph Luna, the President, and Mr. Frank Schwartz, the Committee Chairman.
Well, Miss Lee here, I'm President Joe Lewis. It's a great pleasure to see you guys. I hope you're all well. We had a tough time, right, Joe? But Joe was going to give this award, I think, to a great student.
Our recipient this year is Cindy Vernon.
representing the Vernon United Methodist Men's Fellowship Scholarship and the Vernon Township Education Association Gene Cross Memorial Scholarship, Mr. Douglas Castellano.
The Vernon Methodist Men's Fellowship was formed several years ago, and its primary function this time of year is to present 2 scholarships to people in need, and they're all in need. And this year the committee decided on 2 young men, being Methodist Helps, Jim Recca and Howie Good. About 17 years ago, when many of you were entering this world, I was going for my first interview for a teaching job. And I thought of all these great things I was going to say when I met the superintendent, and he posed one question: why do you want to teach? Immediately I thought, oh boy, I like the summer's law. I didn't think that would get the job. So I decided to tell the truth. I said, I love kids. He stood up, offered his hand, and said, you have the job. The next 4 people apparently also love kids, and now with $500 scholarships going to these 4, we hope they will acquire the subject matter knowledge. The 4 people chosen by the Vernon Township Education Association and the Gene Krause Memorial Scholarship, which is for someone to go into nursing, are Jennifer Heddy, Tara Reinhardt, Carolyn Jones, and Ellen DiBiase.
Representing the Polish Falcon Net, number 963, Mrs. Barber.
Congratulations to you all for this senior. The Polish Falcons of Sussex County has given 17 scholarships this year, and in the Sussex County area. And we have 5 recipients from the school. The first one, Roman Servani. Ludwig Helshaw. Tracy Parker. Brian Perler. Douglas Wallace. Good luck to all you, and being Polish did help.
Representing the Vernon Youth Soccer Scholarship, Bonnie Burns.
Good morning, congratulations to all the seniors. Yes, playing soccer does help with this one, as with the other one. This is the third year we have given a $500 scholarship to varsity players who were involved in the Vernon Youth Soccer program. It is the first year, however, that we are able to award $500 to both a male and a female, and it is my pleasure at this time to award scholarships to two students who have given thrills to we soccer enthusiasts. The first goes to Heather Hodgins. And Martino.
The Sussex County Association for Retarded Citizens Scholarship is being given by Sharon Fitch.
Congratulations, seniors. On behalf of the Association for Retarded Citizens, I'd like to present to Susie Helshaw.
The Garden State Scholarship will be presented by Dr. John Ambrosi, our superintendent, and Dr. Anthony Torriello, our principal.
Congratulations, graduates. Congratulations, parents. And congratulations, teachers and administrators. It's a joint effort to get you here today, seniors, and you all need to be congratulated. A special thanks to the public and private organizations who have offered financial scholarships to our students. I like to think it as being an understanding that you realize that this is an investment in our collective futures, and I think you've invested well. I'm going to change the order around a bit, Dr. Torriello. The following two scholarships are offered by the New Jersey Department of Higher Education. The first scholarship used to be known as the Distinguished Garden State Scholars. It has been renamed the Edward J. Blaudstein Scholarship. It's a scholarship that's offered to students who attend New Jersey colleges. It's offered for excellence in education and achievement, and it provides students with a $1,000 scholarship regardless of financial need and an extra $1,000 if there is financial need. What I'm going to ask you to do, as I call your name, if you'll come forward, take the award from Dr. Torriello and just stand here, and then after we're finished with this group, if we can have a round of applause for all 7 or 8 of them. Okay. The first Edward Blaudstein Distinguished Scholar Award winner is Heather Byrne. Ellen DiBiase. Robert Helmrich. Adina Leschnauer. Jeffrey Mead. Brian Perler. And Christine Wycheck. Congratulations. The second group of awards that are offered by the New Jersey Department of Higher Education are the Garden State Scholars Awards. These awards are offered to students who have graduated in the top 30%
98% of their class and who have scored a combined score on the SAT of 1,000. This is a $500 scholarship for those of you who wish to attend New Jersey State schools, regardless of financial need. And if there is a financial need, there is an extra $500 in it for you. We have many scholars in our graduating class, and I will name them for you now. Jennifer Beer, Peter Biscardi, Christina Bremer, Jennifer Castronova, Michael Collins, Carrie Conover, Meredith Fay, Michael Hinzel, Edward Kleedorfer, Sarah Labance, Martha Leposki, Hillary McGowan, Douglas McQueen, Russell Mead, Roger Mancinitis, Kathleen Pellicoro, William Repka, Suzanne Shermer, Craig Schneider, David Simeon, Leilani Sloan, Douglas Wallace. Present to you the Garden State Scholars for 1920. While I'm standing here, I'll go right into the Presidential Academic Fitness Award Scholars for 1990 for the graduating class. This award is offered by the federal government. It was begun under President Reagan. It was for academic excellence. Indeed, we have outstanding students in the class of 1990. Required B+ average over the course of your high school career, and an 80th percentile score on a recent standardized test. I have a letter to read to you. Stated in the White House, February 21st, 1990. I'm delighted to congratulate the 1990 Presidential Academic Fitness Award winners. By taking full advantage of your educational opportunities, you have shown the judgment, character, and determination necessary to succeed in all your endeavors. Whatever you do tomorrow, you will be better for taking your education seriously today. As you will no doubt discover, the rewards of diligent study and hard work are virtually unlimited. I commend you all for setting an example of scholarship, and I encourage you to share your talents and enthusiasm with others. Barbara joins me in saluting you for a job well done and in wishing you continued success in the future. God bless you, and it's signed President George Bush. Presidential Academic Fitness Award winners: Adina Leschnauer, Heather Byrne, Jeffrey Mead, Ellen DiBiase, Jennifer Beer, Robert Helmrich,
Brian Perler, Leilani Sloan, Peter Biscardi, Carrie Conover, Michael Hainzel, Meredith Fay, Edward Clearfer, Martha Lopatsky, Jennifer Castronova, Sarah LeBance, Suzanne Shermer, Tracy Parker, Russell Mead, Dwayne Romano, Roger Mancinides, Vanessa Gonzalez, Scott Kroller, got a backlog here. David Simeon, John Woods, Craig Schneider, Dawn Marizzi, Dawn Wall Street. I apologize, Dawn. Everybody calls me Dr. Ambrogi, so I can understand. Christine Wycheck. David Asensio. Robert Babbitts. Hillary McGowan. Doug Wallace. Kathy Pellicoro. Neil Cleary. Charles Dykhouse. Robin Wasserman. Amy Kroger. It is truly impressive to have so many of the graduating class of 1990 receive this very prestigious award. Not only is President Bush proud of you, but I'm proud of you, your teachers are proud of you, and your parents are proud of you. Congratulations.
Service Scholarship Math Award goes to Brian Perler. The Anna Barone Memorial Scholarship for the Arts goes to Glenn Klein. Officer Memorial Vernon Township Historical Society Award goes to Robert Hummer. Cindy Petrovic Memorial Scholarship goes to Debbie Lang. The Baldwin Transportation Scholarship goes to Martha LaPonce. The Star Ledger Scholar Award goes to Ellen DeDion. The Sussex County Business and Professional Women's Club Association Award goes to Cynthia Vernon. The Robert Weigenshoff Memorial Scholarship goes to Jennifer Hay. Thank you, Dr. To present the departmental awards, I introduce Ms. Rita Bell, Mrs. Rita Bell, Chairman of the Foreign Language Department.
On behalf of my colleagues in the Foreign Language Department, I'd like to present our departmental award this year to Uni Studions Payment to a very, very fine French student, Adina Lashnar. This is Judy Monster. For the highest grade point average in the art department, our award goes to Doug Miller. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Arlene Martin, chairperson of the Home Economics Department.
Good morning, congratulations. This year's recipient of the Home Economics Award goes to Stacey Ann Japay. I'd like to introduce George McNally, chairperson of the English department.
Robert Graves said that to be a poet was a condition rather than a profession. By condition, I don't think he meant a disease or ailment such as heart disease or liver disease or a nervous condition. You have meant something indispensable, a prerequisite, a qualification, a disposition. Lonnie Sloan writes about beauty, love, and desire, cruelty and violence, hypocrisy and pretense, mindlessness and ignorance, friendship and commitment, yearning and disillusionment, flesh and blood, and bones and death. She is not afraid of a thought, however natural, and that is why she is in good physical condition, fit to be a poet. May I present this year's English Award to Lonnie Sloan. I'd like to introduce Mr. Robert Pearth, Supervisor of the Corrective Services Department.
As many of you know, the Corrective Services Department works with students who have experienced difficulty achieving success in high school. The teachers in this department have selected a student who has met the challenges of high school and has found his success. I'm very pleased to present this award to John Susan. And now the supervisor of the math department, Mr. Richard Popolowski.
Thanks, Mr. Curran. Now I'm going to have to file a grievance for not having Mr. Savlon introduce me. On behalf of the math department, it gives me great pleasure to present our award to a young lady who is not only first in her calculus class, but is also first in her class, Adina Leshnow. I also have the privilege of presenting another award, the Computer Science Award, to a student whose name you've probably heard a few times this morning. In speaking to some of his teachers, I'm told that he has really blossomed this year and done a fine job in his senior year, and that is Brian Perler. I'd now like to present Mr. Galen Powell, Supervisor of the Science Department.
On behalf of the members of the Science Department here at Vernon Township High School, it's my privilege to give this award to an exceptional student of science, Jeff Mead. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Angelo Romano, Supervisor of Business Education.
Before I present the Business Education Department Award, I would like to announce that last week at our marketing dinner, the following two students received the Outstanding Marketing Education Student Award, and one of those students received the New Jersey Marketing State Scholarship Award, Tara Kessler and Tara Hart. And chosen by the Business Education Department for the outstanding student in the Business Education Department, it is my privilege to introduce Joe Reedy. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Stan Sadlon, Industrial Education.
On behalf of the Industrial Education Department, I'd like to present this award to Brian Todd, who's done a wonderful job over the last several years in our industrial ed areas. Brian? At this time, I'd like to present Helen Simpkins, Social Studies Supervisor.
On behalf of the members of the Social Studies Department, it gives me great pleasure to present this award to a student who, through both interest and performance, has maintained only the highest standards of excellence in the field of the social sciences, Ms. Tara Reinhardt. Mr. Gary Sparta, Supervisor and Athletic Director of the Phys Ed Department.
two students who have shown excellence in the areas of cooperation, leadership, and effort. On behalf of the Physical Education Department, it's my pleasure to present these awards to Hillary McGowan and Nick Vigiletti. I'd like to present Mr. Richard Dwyer, Supervisor of Music.
A few short years ago, I heard a student perform in our solo ensemble concert, and that performance was probably full of nervous emotion more than musicality. However, over the last several years, it's been a pleasure to see, watch, and hear this student progress and has become a very fine trumpet soloist, and I'm very proud to have Nick Vigiletti going on in music education.
Last but not least, the attendance awards. To help present the attendance award, Mrs. Barbara Thompson, one of our vice presidents. One-year perfect attendance for this year, Salen Judenan. One-year perfect attendance for this year, Christopher Edward Jones. Perfect attendance for 2 consecutive years, Helen DiBiana. Also perfect attendance for 2 consecutive years, Adam Thomas Wayne. Last but not least, perfect attendance for 6 consecutive years, Brian John Frog. To offer some closing remarks, Dr. Anthony Torriello, Principal of the High School.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I begin with my brief remarks, a couple of things. I'd like to first acknowledge and sincerely thank the Vernon Property Group, who has graciously paid for the price of all the seniors tomorrow evening who will be attending the graduation party at the spa. The Vernon Property Group has picked up the price of the seniors for that evening. I think that's a very nice gesture. Also, on behalf of all my colleagues and certainly the graduating seniors, we would like to acknowledge and certainly thank all the presenters who have taken time from their busy schedules to join us this morning and have given many beautiful and lovely gifts and awards to our students. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the special pleasure this morning of closing these proceedings, and I do so with an overwhelming sense of pride. Pride in the level of achievement that has been showcased by our graduating seniors. Pride in the parental support that has made such achievement possible. Pride in the training provided by our teachers here in Vernon Township High School. And pride in the standards of this school district in general. We pay tribute to our award recipients and we applaud them for their contributions, both to themselves and to our high school. But we also pay tribute to the entire graduating class for the gifts they leave us through their presence, their performance, their behavior, and their decorum. Friday evening, we watch you graduate. Our hope is twofold. First and foremost, let's all pray for sunshine. And second, we are hoping that your ceremony provides you with an opportunity to reflect. And in those reflections, we urge you to remember your greatest gifts during your 4 years while at Vernon Township High School. Not only the gifts you have received, but more significantly, the gifts you have given. And may those reflections help you to appreciate the words of a Joseph Addison. What I spent, I lost. What I possessed is left to others. What I gave away remains with me. Your greatest gift to Vernon Township has been part of yourself. That will forever remain with us, and we trust will forever remain with you. God bless you all, and on behalf of myself and all our teachers and administrators, we wish you all well, happiness, and success in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us join together in prayer. O God of creation, as your people gather to celebrate the annual commencement exercises of the Vernon Township High School, those who recognize your kingdom and authority pause to call upon your name. As throughout the ages, you have sought to reveal your presence to your people in many and diverse ways. We pray that you will reveal yourself to the young men and women who this evening mark a milestone in their lives. Continue to reveal your power and your presence in ways that we might discover anew that we are powerless over factors in our lives and that we need a power greater than ourselves to whom we can turn and give our weakness and our failures. Grant the graduates, their families and friends, the serenity, O Lord, to accept the things in their lives that cannot be changed, the courage to change the things that can be, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now bless this gathering with the presence of your Spirit, that those who know you through your revelation and your Son may rejoice in this occasion and move on to the many joys of life that await us in your kingdom. Receive our thanks and praise. I pray in the name of Jesus Christ, the Lord. Amen. Good evening. Dr. Ambrogi, members of the Board of Education, members of the professional staff, honored guests, parents, and graduates. Traditionally, commencement proceedings carry with them a sense of spirit and a sense of obligation. Hopefully, the spirit is one of personal fulfillment and inner reflection. Those of us associated with the graduates of Vernon Township High School share that spirit this evening. The sense of obligation is the charge of those privileged to address the graduates as they celebrate their accomplishments. And that charge is to leave them with a message to ponder. It is with a deep sense of respect and admiration that I address the graduates and attempt to leave them with such a message. My message will be brief and is simply this. There is nothing in this life that moves as quickly as time. We never have enough of it. We never make the most of it. We never develop a full appreciation for it. And it is that very challenge to embrace the concept of time and to respect the rapidity which it moves that I wish to leave with you upon your graduation. We have a tendency to speak about the passage of time in terms of decades. A decade ago, most of you were sitting in the 3rd grade. To you, that probably feels like a century ago. To your parents, I am certain a decade ago feels only like yesterday. 1980 was firmly written into history. As you were still carrying lunchboxes to the grade school, the Philadelphia Phillies won their first World Series in 98 years, defeating the Kansas City Royals. Ronald Reagan became the 40th President of the United States. John Lennon's life was taken by a crazed fanatic outside of his home in Manhattan. Steve McQueen lost his battle with cancer at the age of 50. Richard Pryor, the prize-winning comedian, was critically injured when a volatile mixture of ether and cocaine exploded in his face. The United States boycotted the Olympics due to military intervention by the Soviet Union in Afghanistan. The world paid final respects to the deeply loved Jimmy Durante, and later that year to Alfred Hitchcock and Peter Sellers. Yes, only a decade ago. What a tyrant, this thing called time. I leave with you this mission, to make the most of every day, of every dream, of every relationship, of every mountain you begin to climb. Embrace the moment, make it count. Mark the decades with a measure of your own effort and your own hopes. I thank you for the time you have spent influencing my life as a high school principal. I hope you will return often to share a part of your futures with us. And I pray that you and those you love will be able to say a decade from tonight that you have taken the time indeed to make a difference. To the parents who have given so much, to my staff that stands, in my mind, second to none, and all of you tonight who join in this academic processional, please accept my deepest congratulations.
Dr. Ambrosi, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Torriello, family, parents, and students, good evening. Alvin Toffler points out that in 6000 BC, the fastest transportation available to man was the camel caravan, averaging 8 miles per hour. It was not until about 1600 BC, when the chariot was invented, that the maximum speed was raised to roughly 20 miles per hour. So impressive was this invention, so difficult was it to exceed this speed limit, that nearly 3,500 years later, when the first mail coach began operating in England in 1784, it averaged a mere 10 miles per hour. The first steam locomotive, introduced in 1825, could muster a top speed of 13 miles per hour. It was probably not until the late 1880s that man, with the help of a more advanced steam locomotive, managed to reach a speed of 100 miles per hour. It took only 58 years, however, to quadruple the limit, so that by 1938, airborne man was cracking the 400 mile per hour limit. It took a mere 20-year flick of time to double the limit again. And by the 1960s, rocket planes approached speeds of 4,000 miles per hour, and men in space capsules were circling the Earth at 18,000 miles per hour. Not only has our rate of motion increased in a geometric progression, but the pace of the lives we lead has greatly accelerated. Our lives will continually move faster, and the only constant for us is change. With the initiation of computers, fax machines, copiers, conference call waiting, modems, answering machines, and overnight mail, our present and future are overlapping. Our present and future are overlapping. We live faster, not only by the nature of our technology, but also by the environment in which we live. We have chosen to live in the metropolitan area, the tension capital of the United States. We cannot always be driven, however. Equally important is being at peace with ourselves. We ride the same merry-go-round. Typically, the music plays while we hold on and endure our ups and downs. For each of us, there is a time when we must dismount our horses. We are subjected to what could be described as a kind of centrifugal force. While in circular motion, we have a tendency to accelerate outward. It takes a great amount of effort and resistance to reach the center, though it may be as simple as a trip to the beach, a long drive, or some time alone. From there, we can watch others, we can learn, and we can put things in perspective. When I step back to evaluate the pace of the life I lead, I find I enjoy the challenge of the pressure and the change. To balance the tension, I look to a creed printed in Robert Spolstrom's bestseller, All I Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. I believe that imagination is stronger than knowledge, that myth is more potent than history, that dreams are more powerful than facts, that hope always triumphs over experience, that laughter is the only cure for grief, and I believe that love is stronger than death. Thank you.
During yesterday's awards assembly, many of our seniors were recognized for their accomplishments, and approximately $70,000 in scholarship money was also awarded. At this time, I would ask all those students who were honored to stand so we may acknowledge their efforts.
Of representing the class of 1990 as president for 3 years. So much has occurred to all of us in these past 4 precious years, both as a united class and as individuals. And it is hard to believe that today is the end of our 12 years of schooling together. We felt as if it would last forever. 12 years of friendship, of growing, of maturing, and learning went faster than I believe any of us thought possible. It is no understatement to say we, the class of 1990, are a very diverse class. Without diversity, life would be very boring and monotonous. The class of 1990 will always be remembered, and not for monotony. We made many statements throughout our 4 years here at Vernon Township High School, for better or for worse. We are an aggressive class. We never stop trying. After all, we had to live up to being the class of a new decade. Freshman year, we held a dance entitled The Morph. This is prom spelled backwards. It was a success, full of laughter, dancing, music, and innocence. Sophomore year was quiet. It was a metamorphosis stage for us, and we grew. Something amazing happened junior year. The whole class worked together to create our junior prom entitled Crystal Palace. I'll admit, at first we all helped decorating for the junior prom because we were able to miss classes, and better yet, it was excused. But no matter what the reasons were, the class worked as a whole, and we achieved the success. Rumor has it that the class of 1990's junior prom was one of the nicest in years. And then there were downfalls. Our senior class trip, a weekend away at the Catskills, didn't work out too well. As a matter of fact, it didn't materialize at all. There were many controversies over senior privileges, such as driving to school, sports contracts, and the new law of no smoking. Senior year was one of the hardest years to achieve anything because we all had one foot out of the high school. We were concerned for the first time with considering a real job and with getting into our choice college. It wasn't that we didn't care. It was that we were looking to the future, and it looked bright. Our senior prom, held at Skylands, was a well-attended, enjoyable event. We were no longer the innocent, scared children attending the morgue. We were grown adults, dreaming and also beginning to act on our futures. Everyone here today, our parents and our teachers, helped us achieve the dream of graduating. It is now reality, and we sincerely thank you for all of your support. Now we are taking the next step. Many of us will attend college, a trade school, or begin working immediately. No matter what we do, it is a rough and dangerous world full of many pitfalls. With the very scary increase of drinking and driving and drug abuse, a high risk for those our age, we must think sensibly. And with no cure to cancer found, and the escalation of the HIV virus known as AIDS, also with no cure known to man, I pray we all make it back to our class reunion. It is a sad thought, but very real. To survive and succeed, we will think and act as adults. We must fulfill our dreams conscientiously and responsibly. To you, the parents, I'd like to express our deep appreciation. You gave us the room to grow, both mentally and physically. I know that is a hard process, especially for parents, and you may feel like you are no longer needed, but we need you just as much in different ways, like for tuition. The class of 1990 is one of determination. Our pride stands strong. Our dreams are bright. And most importantly, the class of 1990 is a class made up of many friendships. Friendships that will always be just like our dreams. Langston Hughes spoke for all of us in his poem entitled Dreams. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. I again thank you for your support and continuing support, and present to you the class of 1990.
behind you.
Individuality is a set of personal characteristics that distinguishes one person from another. It is that certain quality that makes each person unique. It is important to develop this quality in a definite, structured manner. Each person's individuality must be strong enough to face peers, superiors, and the entire world. The way one focuses on love and compassion for others adds to, enhances, and completes one's individuality. Whether it be the love of a family member, the love of a mate, or the love of a good friend, these feelings are strong and influential. The love that people share builds unbreakable bonds. For every triumph shared, every 2-hour phone call in the middle of the night, and every heartfelt tear that falls from one's eye, another connection is made that will last forever. True love shared between two people is a rare and wonderful feeling that is irreplaceable and unconditional. But there is another kind of love which focuses on the well-being of others, even those we do not know. I experienced this love almost 5 years ago. At the age of 12, every Jewish girl has the opportunity to prepare for a bat mitzvah. Mitzvah is directly translated from Hebrew as a good deed, and the bat mitzvah ceremony is symbolic of maturity into adulthood. It allows the young adult to act with more responsibility and signifies a commitment to Judaism. The mitzvah, the doing of this good deed, is proof of maturity in the Jewish tradition. While I was studying for my bat mitzvah, I learned of many hardships in Russia. They have had an extremely difficult environment in which to live. They have been denied the right to practice their religion freely, and they have been refused the right to leave Russia. Many schools and synagogues were closed, and those that remained in use were closely spied upon. Therefore, it was very difficult not only to study Judaism, but to prepare for a mitzvah. At this time, I learned of a ceremony called a twinning. This ceremony allowed me to make my mitzvah, not only for myself, but for a young woman in Russia named Anna Yaffe. Anna's father is a brilliant mathematician whose ability was coveted by the Soviet government. Therefore, when he applied to leave Russia, he was refused this request. This kept Anna from gaining her religious freedom and the right to have a bat mitzvah. As a 12-year-old, when I first heard of Anna and her predicament, I felt it would be a fun thing to share my bat mitzvah with her. Through a relative of mine, arrangements were made, and I made my bat mitzvah for both Anna and myself. Now I realize that my bat mitzvah had a double meaning. I did a good deed for myself by furthering my Judaism, and I did a good deed for Anna, who was unable to further her own. Unfortunately, I was unable to remain in contact with Anna, and I am unaware of her present situation. Hopefully, she and her family will be granted the right to leave Russia, as many others have since the advent of glasnost. One can easily share his or her individuality with others, but the individuality will never be lost. Rather, in an ironic way, the individual becomes part of the whole. In his 17th meditation in the 17th century, John Donne preached a sermon in which he reminded us that no man is an island entire unto himself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. Any man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind. Therefore, never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. Thank you.
Thank you for those words, Adina. Members of the Board of Education, fellow administrators, supervisors, faculty, staff, parents, friends, and honored graduates. You're here today after 13 years of public education. You're here today as a result of a combined effort on the part of your parents, your teachers, your administrators, and most of all, yourselves. This year has been a year of many changes throughout the world. Eastern Europe has sought a new freedom. Africa, Asia, all over the world, things are changing. They're changing quickly. I reflect upon these changes and ask what it means. It means to me that people throughout the world want to be different. They want to show their own identities. They want to be unique. They want to be Estonians. They want to be Latvians. They want to be Jews. They want to be Christians. What a boring world this would be if we were all the same. People come in different sizes and shapes, races and nationalities, environmental backgrounds and religions. We have idealists and realists, dreamers and doers, leaders and followers, conformists and nonconformists, outgoing people and introverts. In this class of Vernon Township High School for 1990, you are truly unique individuals. Each one of you possesses special qualities, qualities that make you unique and different. These qualities have been developed by your parents, by your peers, by your teachers. Relish your uniqueness, relish your difference. Dare to be yourselves. As you leave the halls of Vernon Township, you leave well prepared to face the challenges that the world will present to you. Face those challenges head on as who you are, not what others expect you to be. But expect a great deal for yourself. Strive for whatever you determine success to be, and that which makes you fulfilled as an individual. And by doing that, I'm certain that your community, your country, and the world will be a better place for you being here. Mr. Burrell, I present to you the Vernon Township High School class of 1990.
Good evening. To the graduates, the family and friends of the graduates, and other attendees, I bring you greetings from your Board of Education. I also bring you the board's expression of appreciation for having the opportunity to serve the people of Vernon Township in this very important educational capacity. I bring a special word of greeting from the board's president, Mrs. Margarita Jotty, who could not be here with you today due to the fact that she's ill. She sends her sincere regrets for not being here with you and her congratulations for this successful step in your life. During my 4 years in high school, because of the fact that I was a member of the band, I attended 4 different graduation ceremonies, including my own. And as I remember, each time a speaker came to the podium, I would say to myself, I hope that this person doesn't make a long speech. Well, for those of you who might be saying the same things now, let me ease your mind. I won't give a long speech. But what I will ask of you, the first graduating class of the 90s, to lend me your ears and minds for the next few moments, as I ask you to consider 2 challenges as you move into the next phase of your life. The first challenge that I ask you to consider is that of making the 90s a decade of positiveness, a decade of hope, a decade of the possible. The decade just finished, that of the 80s, has already been described by many as the decade of the selfish generation, the mean generation. A decade for many, the most important thing in life was not their spouse, not their children, not their elderly parents, but a BMW, a Cuisinart, a $120 pair of athletic shoes. Society even found it necessary to create a new word to describe this generation of the 80s. The word was yuppies. Michael Josephson, president of the Institute for the Advancement of Ethics, said in a recent USA Today interview that the problem he was most concerned about was the loss of idealism on the part of Americans. I agree. And I therefore encourage you to become more, not less, but more idealistic. Let your dreams, let your idealism lead you to believe that the earth can be environmentally cleaner, and then help to make it so. Let your idealism lead you to become the kind of lawyer that is as concerned as much about justice as you are about knowing the right people necessary to get their next appointment to the next judgeship. Let your idealism lead you to believe that we can find a cure for diseases such as AIDS, and then contribute to finding that cure. I ask you to let your idealism lead you to become the kind of doctor that is concerned about the public's health as you are about your own personal wealth. And finally, I ask you to let your idealism lead you to believe that we can judge each other by the content of our character and not simply by the color of our skin or our religion or our sex or our national origin, and then act to become a part of the solution and not the problem. Be a positive force in your family, in your neighborhood, in your town, in your state, in our country. Remember, the 90s will be defined in great part by your generation. And second, I challenge you to persevere, to always look at a glass and see it as being half full and never half empty. Don't give up. It's a rare person who doesn't get discouraged sometimes. And for those times when you get discouraged, let me leave you with a brief synopsis of the life of a famous American. The value of perseverance has rarely been illustrated more convincingly than in the life of this man. At the age of 22, he failed in business. At the age of 23, he ran for his state's legislature and was defeated. At the age of 24, he entered business and again failed. At the age of 25, he again ran for the legislature and this time won. At the age of 26, his sweetheart died. At the age of 27, he had a nervous breakdown. At the age of 29, he ran for the speakership of his state's legislature and was defeated. At the age of 34, he ran for the U.S. Congress and was defeated. At the age of 37, he ran for the Congress again, and this time he won. At the age of 39, he ran for re-election to Congress and was defeated. At the age of 46, he ran for the U.S. Senate and was defeated. At the age of 47, he ran for the vice presidency of the United States and was defeated. At the age of 49, he again ran for the Senate and was again defeated. He, however, persevered, and at the age of 51, was elected to the presidency of the United States of America. This record belongs to a man who has been called one of the greatest presidents of our nation, Abraham Lincoln. So I challenge you, members of the first graduating class of this decade, to number one, to make the 90s a decade of positiveness, a decade of hope, a decade of the possible. And number two, to persevere, to never give up. And as a famous athletic shoe commercial says, to just do it. Let me close with a word to your parents. To the moms and dads out there, I know the pride you feel. For my wife, Reba, and I have a son in this class also. I also know of that bit of apprehension that you might feel about their future. Believe me, I share that. But I say to you, what I say to myself when I get those feelings, we have done the best that we could. And we must now let them go. Let them make their own way. I believe, however, that the judgment of time will be that our best has given them a good start in this important phase of their life. And finally, to you, the class of 90, congratulations, good luck, and remember to just do it. Dr. Ambrosi, on behalf of the Board of Education, I accept this class for graduation.
Should be dignified occasions during which we try to maintain an appropriate attitude, stressing the scholastic and academic decorum of such a program. Please cooperate with us and set a good example for the graduates. Please avoid inappropriate responses, shouting, whistling, and behavior which takes from the dignity of the occasion, embarrasses certain of the graduates, is not a good example, and detracts from the enjoyment of the majority of the spectators. Thank you.
Robin Lee Wasserman. Suzanne Grace Hanratty. Adina Marlene Leschnauer. Heather Lynn Byrne. Jenna Marie Rung. Stacy Lampkin. Michelle Marie Huber. Pamela Stepp. April Joanne Spring. Kimberly Frances Muller. Jennifer Amy Holden. Andrea Marie Alvino. Jennifer Lynn Milan. Josette Rockwell. Jill Catherine Reedy. Joanna Catherine Fava. Kristen Koenig. Dawn Marie Dignardi. Kelly Ann Marione. Melissa Ann Packer. Kelly Michelle Rovers. Laura Ann Meixner. Martha Leposki. Deborah Ann Lang. Carrie Lynn Conover. Tara Suzanne Herr. Diane Carol Rizzuto. Jennifer Marie Scouten. Jennifer Castronova. Lucinda K. Steigerwald. Tammy Lynn Jandik. Lauren Denise Cody. Kristen Valentine Petrocelli. Randy Lynn DeVito. Mary Louise Lalaker. Elaine Teresa Brown. Lisa Ann Holden. Tashina Verna Dowdell. Pamela Joanne Cisco. Nicole Gail Sauerslack. Lori Lynn Fender. Oh, excuse me, Eckhart. Lara Lynn Fender. Tracy Lynn Vanderplatz. Bridget Mary Licata. Laura Jean Kosmarzik. Teresa Ann Battaglia. Amy Cecilia Brzezinskis. Dorothy Roberts Barone. Gail O'Brien. Julianne Wallace. Kathy Ann McDonald. Christy Marie Blachinsky. Suzanne Kelshaw. Danielle Marie Klaus. Amy Elizabeth Hanratty. Sharon Celine Higgins. Jeannie Christine Mulrooney. Ellen DiBiase. Lori Ann Johnson. Carlene Patricia Holt. Amy Rebecca Whalen. Jennifer Beth Romanowitz. Stacey Ann Martin. Michelle Angela Siragusa. Maria Catherine Allen. Tara Beth Kessler. Heidi Ann Klein. Vanessa Linda Gonzalez. Kathy Lynn McDonald. Danielle Diarco. Jennifer Lynn Cousin. Sarah Emily Levan. Christina Marie Bremer. Lori Ann Seelman, Suzanne Lorraine Mangone, Christine Amanda Wiechek, Suzanne Marie Henning, Melanie Ann Miller, Jennifer Lee Farr, Tara Lynn Reinhardt, Natalie Allison Jusak, Christine Marie Springstead, Danielle Susan Lynch, Jennifer Kimberly Niebuhr, Barbara Dawn Closell, Suzanne Shermer, Jennifer Ernestine Beer, Carrie Jean Giggleman, Sarah Isabel Diaz, Carolyn Marie Jones, Stacy Ann Gepetti, Rachel Juniper Messick, Billy Ann Orlando, Christina Ann Ondick, Maura Michelle Duno, Tracy Cherise Parker, Darcy Elaine Logan, Diane Elizabeth Vince, Vanessa Vernacchio, Kimberly Lynn Decker, Kelly Ann Bailey, Lori Ann Kenny, Kathleen Marie Pelicoro, Stefanida Lilani Sloan, Lisha Chavon Norris, Wendy Barbara Urash, Meredith Lee Whiddon, Hillary Lee McGowan, Jennifer Marie Hetty, Dawn Lee Schmalzried, Amy Louise Kroger, Heather Maureen Highland, Anita Marie Asif, Sandra Barbara Yakumovich, Jennifer Renee Peterson, Meredith Lynn Fay, Christine Mary O'Brien, Amy Jennifer Sconzo, Jennifer Bernadette Nicole Moran, Cynthia Ann Burhan, Kimberly Constance Gilman, Susan Sarah Dreyer, Denise Elaine Kraus, Veronica Ann Herrera.
Douglas McQueen, Edward William Cleedoffer, Robert Matthew Chopin, Daniel Robert Whiteneck, J. Anthony Rotund, Craig C. Nystrom, Timothy Edward Predmore, Brian Christopher Hallaker, Michael William Repstein. Nicholas Dana Vigiletti. Dwayne Romano. Alfred James D. Dominicus III. Richard Roy Babcock. Gary J. Kensick. Christopher Michael Adams. Brian Lewis Todd. Thomas Michael Henning. Christopher William Gardner. Jeffrey Brown. Paul Joseph Burns. Michael Joseph Lamara. Stephen Henry. Eugene Paul Arnold III. Glenn Charles Fink. John Raymond Runner. Damian Matthew Gom. Jeffrey Meade. Ronald Joseph O'Brien. David Christopher Asensio. Jason William Lancaster. David Leo Connolly. Scott John Cutter. Lee Benelli. Patrick Christopher Woodward. Nicholas Wilfred Dorothy. Jason Brian Dolan. Mark Izzo. Jack Velarde. Daniel Harry O'Brien. Ryan Kevin Oll. Ryan Arden McBain. Scott Buckingham Kroller. Richard Frederick Perotti. Sean Vincent Fitzgerald. Gary Donald Burns. Glenn Stephen Klein. Kenneth J. Kiesler. Andrew Thomas Rodriguez. Robert F. Helmrich Jr. William Richard Bartlett. Peter Michael Viscardi. Charles J. Dykehouse. Ralph Balzano III. Christopher Balzano. Christian Michael Elio. Roger Eric Mensonitis. Christopher S. DeCandia. James David Williamson. Kenneth Michael Sturzer. David Romay. Craig Howard Schneider. Russell Mead. David Slayton. Adam Thomas Wenz. Charles George Rosine, Jr. Charles Beagle. Salvatore Interdonato. Douglas Anthony Wallace. Michael John Storino, Jr. Stephen Rahola. Matthew Brian Knibble. Joseph K. Tucker. Sean Adam McTiernan. Brian E. Hall. Brett W. Citrino. Andrew James Hoagland. Edward Clohessy. John Alonzo. Gary Robert Kinder. David Joseph Yershevsky. Brian Perler. Seth Stewart. Lawrence Michael Levy. Matthew Joseph Angus. William James Repka. Christopher Edward Jones. Kevin Charles McGill. Howard Lawrence Good. Jason Everett Carthage. Richard Michael Garden. Michael Hansel. Charles W. Davenport. Scott Michael Neer. Douglas Scott Miller. Michael Christopher Voris. Andre Howard Burrell. Matthew Murray. John Allen Colhoun. Walter Gardner. John Joseph Susan. Thomas Christopher Gregory. Daniel James Goseljack. David Brian Semyon. David Edward Schaefer. Brian Gray. John David Beaver. Joe Russo. Michael Warren Stanridge. Joseph Nicholas Domino. Robert Anthony Babbitt Jr. Mark Gerard Tino. Thomas Grant Knapp. John Francis Woods. Rafael Arturo Valenzuela Leal. David William Bailey. Christopher Michael Jensen. Todd Brendan Kemper. Brian Gary. Roman Paul Sahoniak. Scott Edward Corey. Jason Christopher Donham. Michael Patrick Collins. Neil James Cleary.
Let us bow our heads and ask for the Lord's blessing. We gather this evening to give thanks to the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and Jacob, and our God too. We thank you, Almighty Father, for the graces and gifts that you have bestowed on our young people. We thank you for the sacrifices, support, and encouragement of the parents, Board of Education members, the administration and staff of our Vernon School community. Enable them, Heavenly Father, to continue to guide eager and inquiring minds beyond the things that are seen and temporal to the things that are unseen and eternal. Look on these graduates with your love and bless them as they leave this school to move forward, to journey into life. May there be a generation of your trusting followers, your giving workers, your loyal citizens. If surrounded by danger and weakness, may they find in you the victory that overcomes the world. We ask you to bless each and every one of them in your unique way. Lead them on a path of love and service to mankind, that their goals might not be selfish, and that their achievements would touch the lives of their fellow men and women. Inspire them to pursue excellence and truth. And now, Almighty Father, send forth your blessing on all of us gathered here. We ask this in your name, O Lord.